everybody. Welcome to the Section 325 podcast.
The second half.
Here we
All
are.
right.
Seahawks suck again, and the Broncos are winning.
We're looking good. I mean, Bo Nix right now is he has more total touchdown passes out of all the rookie quarterbacks. He has been the best rookie quarterback in the month of October. And yeah, we've won 5 games of the last 6, so
it's good.
We're looking good. I would not be surprised if they upset Baltimore this next week. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up because again, it's a young team. It's that second year of the Sean Payton era. So,
well, we talked about it off the air, right? You were like, if the Chiefs win this week and we can go into the Chiefs next week, let's be their first loss. Baltimore can't win at home. They just got upset by Cleveland. Are they going to lose 2 in a row?
Yeah, so I could see 2 things happening. I could see Ravens bouncing back. They get the win. They win by a touchdown or something like that. Lamar Jackson has a pretty good game. But I can also see the Denver's defense just attacking Jackson. He's just shaken all the game long and just throws them off all game and can't complete catches or
you can see what happens with Cleveland. Cleveland was projected to have a good defense. You get a quarterback in there that's now putting up some points, getting some longer drives, getting a few first downs, giving the defense some rest. Now your quarterback's having the best October of any rookie. So with their defense, number 3 in the league, 3 in points given up, and 3 in yardage.
And we're second in sacks, I believe. We're also second or third in giving up sacks on the offensive line.
Ooh.
We have not gotten Bo Nix hasn't been sacked a whole lot this last.
I will tell you that first game when we played you guys, I was like, man, we just can't get this slippery sucker. His footwork's pretty good already, but he's fast. He's young. He knows.
Yeah, he knows how to scramble when he feels trouble. And you know, it's funny. He hasn't had any scrambling yards here lately. The offensive line
throwing the ball.
Yeah, the offensive line is holding well, and he's delivering the ball sooner than later.
I will tell you, the Seahawks have no defensive line or no offensive line. We can't run the ball. We can't stop the run.
Yeah.
And it's super frustrating. And I saw the interview with Coach McDonald, and he basically said,
I mean, you guys were just kind of sloppy in a way. You had that hike over the center, or center through over Geno, and then Geno got stepped on at the goal line.
Both at the goal line.
Yeah.
2 missed opportunities. And so those are just freak things. Hopefully they got that out of their system. But, you know, they asked the coaches, are you guys giving these guys too much of the playbook? Like, what is this? And he's like, no, we're not. We're giving them hardly any of the playbook. They're just not executing. He says, I'm frustrated that we can't even get to a point where we can open up the playbook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. So it's not coaching right now. Everybody's like, oh, this didn't happen with Pete Carroll, but it did. We had a few games where we couldn't compete. We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't stop the run. But this is the worst defense that we have had. I watched it last week. The Bills, if the Bills are that impressive, they will go to the Super Bowl and win it. They were getting 8-9 yards on first down carries. And we're 32 in the league. Number 32 in yards giving up on first down runs.
Jeez.
And it shows.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't want to talk about the Seahawks anymore. I'm looking forward to the Rams because we lost 3 in a row, came out and beat Atlanta in Atlanta. Atlanta's a good team. So what Seahawks team's going to show up? The 3-0 start or the 0-3, you know, in 11 days, we lost 3 games. Beat Atlanta and then just put up a poop on with the Bills at home.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking the same thing with Denver. Like, okay, is this going to be the same team that won against a good Buccaneer team where Baker had his receivers healthy? And are they going to be is that going to be the team showing up in Baltimore? Or is it just because we had these little easy wins like against Carolina and Saints? But we put up points on those.
You can't control who's in front of you. You just beat the teams that you play, right?
Yep.
everybody want to talk about with the Seahawks. Oh, we beat 3 cupcakes. Well, Denver's not a cupcake.
And after the game, the Carolina Panthers players were a little upset that
Yeah.
Sean Payton was putting up the scoreboard. But really, in his defense, like he's like, if you don't want us, then stop us. Do your job. And really, 28-14 is not
That's not a run up. I
not a
mean,
run up. I mean, look at the Lions. They scored 50 some points
that's running
over
the
the
ball up
weekend.
a little bit.
That's a little
So,
bit, yeah.
well, Seattle's 1-3 at home this year. I just saw a stat in their last 30 games at home,
Mm,
15-15,
at home, wow.
500, and we were unbeatable in that stadium for a while.
Oh yeah,
So,
for sure.
but I think I will say this. Now, I got my season tickets because the fans are fair weather fans. Everybody wants to say, oh, they're loud, they're this, they're that. They're bandwagon fair weather fans. They're not like Denver. Denver, win or lose, that place is packed, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Packers, the Steelers, the Cowboys. Seattle, look at how many fans were in the stadium that were Buffalo Bills fans.
Oh,
They're
absolutely.
just
It felt
selling
like
their
it was a
tickets.
Buffalo game,
They're like, they're going to lose
home
that
game.
game. Let's just sell them. So I did the same thing. I sold my tickets, but of course I live in
To a
Coeur
Buffalo fan.
d'Alene. I'm in Coeur d'Alene. I'm driving all the way to Seattle for a game. So I had a guy that really wanted these tickets, and it worked out that he could take him. He's a Bills fan. So, but anyway, so I was one of the when you put those kind of people in the stands, but Seattle's just the fans just don't show up if they're losing, and we have a 500 team. We have a
Yeah.
50-50 shot at winning the game. We're not like the Chiefs where we're saying, oh, we're gonna win this game. We have a 50-50 shot. So go support your team, cheer them on, right? Because they're only gonna get better. New
Yeah,
coach,
I
new
mean,
scheme.
that's one thing I've always kind of bothered me too is these fans. Denver obviously in the last 8 years have just haven't been what they have been. But hey, here am I. I will still wear my Bronco orange around town, and I always have a hat on typically. But yeah, it's kind of funny to see these fans like getting upset and like, yeah, it's just wait, just be patient. I've always said that to other fans.
Well, how do you?
And look at us now. We're starting to come together, and we have something working. If it's not going to be a playoff run this year, next year is going to be really promising.
But how could you be so passionate as a fan, and then they have some losing years, and then you're just like,
Yeah,
I can't do it.
yeah.
And
At least you're not a Browns fan.
even like Ariana was like, "You're gonna wear your jersey out? They just lost." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
win or lose, I'm wearing this
I'm
bad
always
boy.
wearing it.
I'm either gonna be like, hey, good game, go Hawks,' and you'll be like, ooh, you're a loser. I don't want to be called a loser anymore, but here we are. All right, let's get into the show.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do it.
Weekly statement, our week 8 statement of the week. I'll go first.
Okay, you go first.
You don't ask to come out of the game. Okay, you just don't do it.
Richard said, "What is he thinking?"
Benched. He's now benched for Joe Flacco because he didn't want to be in the game. And maybe this will help him later in his career, but man, if a guy doesn't want to compete for his team as the leader of the team, get him out of there.
The trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday. I've already heard some rumors that some teams are asking for him, and when you have Flacco as your quarterback now, there might be a trade there happening in Indy. So,
Well,
I don't know. To me, you're the quarterback. You're the star. You're the captain. You just don't tap out and just to get your uh, get your rest in or whatever. Because the next play that Flacco, when he came in, he just handed the ball off.
here's the
Was
other
he
thing.
too tired to hand the ball off?
Here's the other thing that I just hit me. Do you know how many guys that maybe aren't on the professional level but play college, or maybe they're a backup, or maybe
CFL
they're on the practice squad, right? Or
yeah.
CFL, they're in the Arena League or the USFL, that would give their right nut to be in that situation
Oh,
of the starting
absolutely.
quarterback for an NFL team, and he's asking to come out.
Oh no.
I'd get rid of him. I'd get rid of him right
In
now.
high school I was blessed that I played both ways, but I always wanted to be out on the field.
I'd
And
ask for.
one thing as a receiver, and especially a receiver in high school, you don't get a lot of action. I mean, you get the ball thrown to you maybe a couple times in a game because it's mostly a running game in high school.
Yeah.
But the one thing I always learned is if you're the receiver, always block. And every single play, I would always block, and coaches would see that, and they would keep me in the game just for that reason. And that's how I played, and that's how I was a 3-year starter
Yeah.
in high school. Um, and yeah, of course, I had my opportunities to get the ball and make something happen out of it. But I just remember that was the one thing I always kept in my mind. It was my mindset. I never tapped out. I never wanted to get out of the game.
Heck no. I've played so much basketball. I'm huffing and puffing, just like
I
tired as
wanted
can
to
be,
make the
but I
plays.
want to be in the game.
But yeah, the next opportunity. You don't know what
Yeah.
the next play is going to be like.
I want to get a rebound or get that post move,
Yeah.
or I like to shoot the three too. I'm not gonna lie, and I was pretty good at it. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So it's like, you don't ask to come out of the game. I my daughter, we were playing. I was coaching her soccer team. She's 5 years old, and she's like, "Dad, I'm tired." And I go, "You don't ever ask to come out of the game. You let the coach tell you when you get to come in and out. Okay? Don't ever ask."
It reminds me
Tell you what, I said, "Go score me a goal, and I'll take you out of the game." She got all goes and she scored a goal, came out, and then she looked at me, and I go, "You can come out now." And then she's like, start crying.
reminds me of the movie Remember the Titans when Denzel Washington tells one of the players he's tired, he's weak, and he's like, the weak, or I was like, he wants some water. It's like, the water is for the weak. You don't get no water.
That's pretty good. But yeah, hey, big mistake by that guy.
Yeah, for sure. My statement is, man, what a weekend for the tight ends. I guess every fourth Sunday of October is National Tight End Day, and there were 16 touchdowns by the tight ends.
When did this happen,
I
right?
don't know. I think Kittle was probably he made a movement and made it happen. I don't know if Gronk was still in the league when the National Tight End Day came around, but I feel like George Kittle had something to do with it.
Kittle's a wild man.
Yeah, man, he's crazy. He's fun to watch, though. He loves the game of football. That's the thing, too.
He does. I loved him in the
The receiver
the receiver.
on
Yeah,
Netflix.
he was
Yep.
good. He's a unique
He
personality.
is.
Very confident guy.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say beautiful.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I don't know who's watching. The fiance, I don't want to say anything, but yeah, she's pretty. Anyway.
But yeah, no, the tight ends, like 16 touchdowns. And I sent you a little thing that someone won a parlay bet off of $10. They won like $185,000 just for
nuts.
having 8 tight ends on his parlay scoring an anytime touchdown.
That's crazy.
It's
and
crazy.
He got it.
And he got it.
That'll,
It makes me think,
you think
like,
that'll
maybe
ever happen again?
I don't know, maybe not that many touchdowns, but maybe next year I'll pick 5 tight ends.
I think next year
National
people are going to
Tight
be
End Day.
alert on National Tight End Day,
Maybe.
and there's probably going to be some more picks than there are touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know, but
some forced throws.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. The tight ends had their day.
So hey, Tight Ends Day. Don't ask to come out of the game, tight ends, and you'll catch a touchdown on Tight Ends National Day.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the Week 8 pick results. Unfortunately, I already know the results this week.
Yeah.
Usually it's a surprise to me. But I picked the Steelers. Brilliant pick over the Giants. Russell Wilson. My pick for the AFC North Division champions is going to be Russell Wilson, taking them all the way.
Yeah. He's undefeated.
Yeah. And
he's 2-0.
Now it's making Coach Tomlin look like a genius.
Yeah.
The guy's getting cocky. You see him look over at the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever he did.
It's kind of like he was on the episode of Office.
Yeah.
I saw a meme of that.
Dude, so funny. So, yeah, there's a win for me. You took the Commanders, barely.
Man, the Hail Mary.
This should have been a loss for you, but the guy's over there celebrating and cheering, already. And then he's the guy that tipped it.
Yep, the defender was mocking and making fun of the fans. You can't celebrate. You can't celebrate early. No. So
he learned about
mid-play, he's doing this, and then he turns around and realizes the receivers are halfway down the field, and he goes over. He ends up tipping it back to Noah Brown.
He was supposed to be boxing that guy out. But who do you think made a bigger mistake? The quarterback for the Colts or this defender for the Bears? Who are you more mad at after the game?
Well, I mean, as a fan, I would say because I would say the defender, just because he should have been aware of what was going on. I mean, you can't really. You could just say that the quarterback was just being a baby and just was tired. I don't know. And you just move on because you got Flacco, so you're fine.
You know, people are going to make mistakes all the time, and hopefully they
But you,
learn from them.
yeah, and you can't look at that one play being his career. It's just one play.
No, he was
They'll
probably
bounce back.
excited. He,
Yeah,
figured out they're not going to win. We'll knock this down, and he
yeah,
did. He got his hand on the ball, but knocked it the wrong way.
yeah.
All right, I took the Bengals over the Eagles. They're at home, playing strong, and no, Eagles put a 40 burger on them.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles are.
That was my whole reason of picking the Bengals, is
because
because the Eagles haven't been
shown
scoring.
up. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully this next week they. I think I have them against Jacksonville. So.
Yeah. Anyway, the Chargers beat the Saints. Good pick. I took my Hawks. I picked against them last week. I should have done it again, but I just had a feeling after the Atlanta game. I'm like, okay, we're not going to lose at home. We're not going to lose at home. We're coming off a nice win. We figured it out. We're at home. No,
no.
not even competing. We didn't even compete in the game. Niners over the Cowboys, big win. It was a nice pick. I actually picked the Cowboys. I don't know why. I just thought with the depleted receiver core, and if you look at Brock Purdy's numbers, they're not the greatest.
No.
So anyway,
well, I mean, now they're on a bye this week. The Niners. It looks like they'll have McCaffrey back next week. Debo is healthy. So they might have their full team. Well, except for Brandon Aku. I think he's out for the year.
his knee doesn't look like he would be able to run for a while.
Yeah. So other than that, they're starting to maybe find out who they are at without these key players. But getting a few of them back might help. So.
Well, we're going to find out. Pick the Chiefs over the Raiders. Obviously, you can pick anybody against the Raiders and probably win that pick.
Nope.
You're welcome, Thurston. And then Packers over the Jaguars.
Another last minute field goal.
Yeah, which
Packers win it. So
Jaguars are actually playing good. They're just not winning.
Yep.
I took the Vikings over the Rams. No way the Vikings losing 2 in a row against a struggling early team like the Rams. And whammo, missed another one. My first losing week.
The Rams got their receivers back. They got Cooper Kupp and what's the one guy's name? Nakua. Yeah, Nakua. So they're back and healthy. So I wouldn't be surprised that they might try to run the division.
And then you run the table.
I did.
Pick the Falcons over the Bucks. Nice little week.
I got a nice little lead.
Perfect score.
Yeah.
I think you cheated somehow.
No, I didn't.
I still have a winning record, but
how
now
can I cheat? Look back on the.
Suddenly, I'm 3 games behind.
Because you lost 3.
So now it's going to come down the wire. I know I got to scramble and like you did to catch up. So here we are. And then we get the green circles because we both have a winning record. Let's not deny that.
No. Well, you better be careful. Can't lose anymore. Too many more.
No. I mean, I'm going to dominate from way out. So here we are. Wolves Power Ranks. It doesn't get any easier as these weeks keep coming. You got teams sliding in, sliding out.
It does help when only one team or 2 teams out of the top 10 from previous week lose. So, just in a way, they just kind of slide down. Everyone just slides up. But there is a little difference in this power rankings.
I had an opportunity to see your top 10 list already.
Yeah.
But a lot of the experts there are lining up with them. So you're talking to an expert over here with Wolf's Power Ranks. He knows.
Maybe that's why I went 5-0 in the picks.
So number 10, the Ravens really sliding down.
No, that loss hurt them. I was very tempted to get the Falcons in the top 10, but
Ravens 0-3 at home.
Yeah, I think so. No, they
lost 3 games.
They lost 2 at home, I believe, because they lost 1 in Kansas City at the beginning of the year.
Oh, okay.
So I think maybe just 2. I know the Raiders, which is
now the Raiders and the Browns, 2 losing record teams.
They're going to lose the 3rd one this weekend.
Yeah.
Go Broncos.
Eagles,
they move up.
Broncos don't have a losing record though.
Yeah, I know.
I have, and Browns did have losing record.
Yeah, I have the Broncos probably around 11 or 12 in my rankings if I were to extend the rankings.
Okay.
Yeah. I could have not yet put them over the Ravens. Obviously, if they win this weekend, they will, and
Yeah.
they'll be in. So, yeah. I mean, if I based it off this last month, oh yeah, I think Broncos would be in the top 10 for sure.
Okay.
But again, those couple losses against them early in the year.
Oh,
But
one
yeah.
thing I want to talk about before we go into the rest of the power ranks, guys. I have my tooth and my braces are off.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Didn't even notice. So,
Yeah.
hey, look forward to the rest of our shows. No more of that stuff going
No
on.
more hillbilly Sean.
No more Hillbilly Sean. Number 9 of the Eagles coming in looked impressive victory.
They needed to get back in there.
They move up. They're kind of showing what they've shown the last couple of years. A good team. Steelers, Russell Wilson and the Steelers, great defense. Watt is impressive, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Watt's impressive. Russell's dropping dimes. The team's looking good.
And they did play against the Jets, which is kind of almost a laughing joke at this point in the league, but they still put up 30 points on them.
Well, they beat the Jets, but then they beat. Who was this last week? Jets was 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, last week they beat. Who did they just beat? Oh, the Giants.
The Giants, that's
Yeah,
right, on
beat
Monday
both
night.
New York teams back
See,
to
this
back.
is what happens when we don't record right away on Tuesdays. Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
We had a dress rehearsal on Tuesday. We just decided not to film it all.
Ran out of time. We just had to move it to Thursday. We're good, Travis.
Yeah, so we're good.
Steelers move up in the rankings, moving along. The Texans holding strong at number 7. They move up. What's the deal with the Texans? They're playing some tight games. They're not necessarily beating anybody.
They haven't blown anyone out yet.
It's how do you can look at the Jaguars and the Texans as the same team. Texans are winning, Jaguars are not. They're just not winning those close games.
And it's funny too because now Texans they're out with Stephon Diggs for the year.
That's the reason I picked the Steelers this year because they were in every single game last year. Mm-hmm. Every game that they were in it with like their second, your third, your fourth string quarterbacks, guys off the street. The only person they didn't pick up was Joe Flacco, and they probably would have won the Super Bowl. But anyway, I just think with Russell Wilson and what the rest of that team does, he's a veteran quarterback who's going to get you big plays here and there and play solid in between. Mm-hmm. And all right. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on your power.
You're fine.
Vikings dropping, obviously. Sam Darnold's knee okay? I heard his.
There were some things too. I heard a rumor that teams were looking at Sam Darnold as far as trade, or they were maybe thinking maybe this was before the whole Flacco.
Stafford.
Stafford. That's right. Stafford.
They're going to trade Stafford to the Vikings.
No.
Crazy. They're 5-0 and they're looking at trading for a quarterback. They know something.
They'll bounce back. They have a home game, I believe, against the Colts.
Do you feel like it was smoke and mirrors that they were winning with Darnold and they kind of knew that, or do you think, oh well, we have a great team. Why pass up on a guy like Stafford? That maybe he would keep him in. I don't know how you do that.
No.
Anyway.
Vikings
move down. Packers playing super solid. How's Love's growing? Is he going to play?
He's day to day.
The Lions coming into town.
I know he's day to day. I haven't heard anything as far as him not playing. I heard one rumor that it could have just been another analysis, just saying, "Oh, he's done for the year." But
to get ratings,
I don't know. But he's day to day. If not, their backup is solid too.
Who's the backup again?
Malik.
Oh yeah, Malik. Malik. Malik.
Yeah.
Willis.
Malik Willis.
Yeah. All right, so the Packers move up. Commanders with that Hail Mary.
In Maryland. Hail Maryland.
Hail Maryland.
The miracle of Hail Maryland.
All right, yeah, they had to come up with something.
They don't play in Washington, D.C. They play in
the
Maryland.
Bills just spank Seattle. I haven't been able to sleep for
Josh Allen MVP, possibly.
I was finally feeling good about it today, and then now we have to talk about it all over again.
Again, it's that dress rehearsal on Tuesday.
I told my office, I say, are you going to dress up? I said, I don't really dress up, but I could dress up as a depressed Seahawks fan because I can pull that off pretty easy.
Put a bag over your head.
Yeah, I should. Oh, that's great. I should.
Yeah. And I have the Chiefs as number 2 because the
Sliding out of number 1.
Lions are number 1 in my rankings this
Chiefs
week.
didn't even lose, and you
No,
dropped them.
yeah. Well, they almost lost to the Raiders.
Huh.
And here's the thing with the Chiefs: if you look back on all their games, they have all been one possession games. Maybe one hasn't, but they've been all one possession games. They won by a toe one week. They won by a PI that was not called their way.
That's true.
And also, when you look at their scores, they've only scored more than 30 points twice, while the Lions have scored 40 points twice, 50 last week.
Mm.
And again, their Chiefs offense, I think the Chiefs are just getting by on these wins. Their offense isn't a complete whole. They have receivers dropping left and right. They're picking up receivers that haven't done anything yet. So honestly, the Lions look like the full complete package because they're
They
scoring on special teams.
they do.
And
Did you see Dan Campbell? They asked him if they're going to do anything for the trade deadline, and he got giddy.
yeah, he did.
He
Something's happened.
got giddy,
Yeah, something's happening. I haven't
and he
seen any
was given
words.
that he was given that hint off gladly. He did a
Yeah.
little hops, little hop.
Oh,
I've
I don't
never
know.
seen him like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay
Anyways,
tuned because the Lions are doing something big. Must be some kind of blockbuster trade.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I know there's rumors that Max Crosby, they should get Crosby after Hawkinson went down.
Well,
So I don't know.
they're probably gonna do whatever it takes. They probably already decided.
Hutchinson. His name's Hutchinson.
Yeah, Hawkinson's the
tight
tight
end
end for the Vikings.
Yeah, who used to play for the Lions a couple years ago.
Anyway, there you go.
Anyways.
Lions move up past the Chiefs. Here's Wolf's power ranks, 1 through 10. Tell us your power ranks. We'd love to hear it, and see what you think's going on. Who's your team that should be number 1, or who do we leave off this list that you think that's BS?
I
They
mean, do
should
you
be in
think the
top 10?
Broncos should be in the top 10? I mean, I was really close to putting them in there, but we also have the Falcons are doing well.
I think there's no team in here that I look at that doesn't deserve to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a team that does deserve to be in there off the top of my head.
Yeah.
You know, if the Commanders were to lose to the Bears, would you have slid the Bears in there? They would have been 5-2.
There was a couple
because they were this close to winning.
Yeah. The Bears, Falcons, and Broncos were kind of like just right outside the top 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because if Steelers lost, which it wasn't going to happen, they would have dropped out, and I would have put one of those 3 teams in.
Yeah. Yeah. So. This is the team, the Texans, that I'm just not too sold on right now. I think they're solid. They're good, right? They're just one of those teams that's going to compete. But so many close games, I'm just worried about it. And then the Vikings.
I just
can't. I mean, gosh.
I just don't know what's going on right now. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's why
we're at the halfway point of the season, so usually you tend to see what the teams are going to be like for the rest of the year. So
yeah, we are this in between this week is the halfway point. So.
I mean, the trade deadline is usually kind of.
And it's crazy. We're still in October and we're halfway through. It's so weird to me. But 2 months of football.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Divisional review. We're gonna do. This is a new segment we're putting in. We're gonna go through all the divisions. Is that correct?
So the next 4 weeks we'll go through each division on the AFC and the NFC side. So this week we'll do the East side divisions. So we got the NFC East, AFC East.
Yeah.
I think I started with these because I think these are the 2 weakest of the 2. Commanders are just looking great. I mean, and they're going to be competing against the Eagles probably to be their divisional champs. And we mentioned before, there has never been a repeated divisional winner in the NFC
Correct.
East.
Nobody's won back-to-back years.
So
it's always
Eagles
a different winner.
won last year. So is it going to be the Commanders this year?
Dan Quinn, and he's already up for Coach of the Year. I mean, let's go. The Seahawks had an opportunity to get him. I'm not regretting getting McDonald by any means, but I knew Dan Quinn would be a good option just to help our defense,
Yeah.
and that we're still struggling with McDonald and his defensive mind. But anyway, let's
Yeah.
not go into the Seahawks. We're talking about the NFC East and the AFC East.
And then the AFC East, Bills are just they're just going to win that division.
Bills are going to walk away with it.
They
They've
should
already won
already
it.
yeah, they should already have an asterisk saying they
Yeah,
made the playoffs. So
yeah, first round bye.
well, not
Yeah,
not first round bye. Yeah, you still have the
yeah.
Chiefs,
I don't
but
know, but we'll
they'll
find out.
at least get that first game at home.
Did Aaron Rodgers done with the Jets? Is this it? They
No,
let him
I
go.
mean,
You think they give him one more chance, one more
well,
year?
this will be his last year if they don't do any better. So
I mean, they lost to the Patriots for crying out loud.
I don't know. It's just a laughing joke. You
I
just
mean, the
have to sit
Patriots
back and
coach and his offensive coordinator were doing some kind
I
of dance on the
I
sideline.
think it's funny because, of course, he wanted the offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. Of course, that was Denver's previous coach before Payton. I just think it's funny. They're just falling apart.
They're done. They're
They're
done. The
done.
Cowboys are falling apart. Giants falling apart.
Yeah,
Giants are competing. They have a real nice
they're
defense.
competing on the road.
Yeah.
I think again, I always say that Daniels he just does not play at uh, at home. Like he doesn't have any touchdown passes at home those last 2 years or whatever. Like I think he's 0-6 at home in the last 2 years.
Dang. That guy, he was throwing some nice balls there at the end. They could go down and get get a touchdown, a 2 point conversion to tie it up. And he was throwing some darts. And then all of a sudden he threw a dart to the other team. And the game's over. So I'm just like, oh boy. So anyway,
So
Bills run away with it.
yep,
Commanders and Eagles going to come down the wire. If history repeats itself, the Commanders should be winning that division.
yep.
And then, sorry, Jets and Giants fans, must suck to live in New York right now.
And the Yankees lost in the World Series.
Oh
They were
yeah,
up 0-5, 0-5 in the fifth inning, and the Dodgers come back, tie it up, and then
run away with it.
run away with it. So yeah, it sucks to be a New York Jets or a New York fan in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyway, we don't care because we're Bronco and Seahawks fans.
yeah,
So
West Coast.
let's go, baby. All right, let's moving on here.
So with the divisions, we'll just use those as our game picks this week.
I like it.
Yeah. So the East edition of our game picks.
East edition of the NFL picks this week, Thursday
We
night.
do get a Thursday night game and I
'em all
believe a Sunday night game. So
Here's your NFC AFC West lineup for this weekend. Thursday night, Texans and Jets. That's tonight. Hopefully, we
yeah,
get this released in time.
we will because we need you to put in your picks. If you get them all correct, all 6 games correct, we will give you a gift card to your favorite local coffee shop or
Sure.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll go first. I got the Texans.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
no-brainer.
When we did our little run through the other day, immediately I picked the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
But today, I kind of want to lean towards the Jets, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna take the Texans.
I mean, you would think that something would get them going.
And the Texans have been playing close games,
So,
but I think this could be a trap game for them, and I think their coaching staff is good enough to say these guys need a victory. They need it bad. We got to go all out because the Jets still are a good team. They still have a great quarterback. They just haven't been able to put it together, and it's a lot of pressure to come in and do what you used to do with another team, even though that other team's basically there. Thanks to Aaron Rodgers bringing over all of his receiving core.
Yep.
But anyway, let's move on from the Jets because they suck. Texans will win that game.
Yep,
We both
Texans.
agree. Sunday kickoff games.
You got a divisional game in the mix, Dolphins and Bills, but Bills will still take care of business. They are looking like the team that they should.
Yeah, Tua's back, and everybody's going to hold their breath every time he runs with the ball or he's got pressure. Right? We don't want anybody to die on the field. I just saw a college player with Michigan. He's retiring because he did hurt his shoulder, came back, but he's had 5 concussions since repairing his shoulder, and he's like, I'm worried about my health.
Yeah.
At college, he's going to retire. So anyway, definitely the Bills over the Dolphins.
Bills.
Patriots going into Tennessee.
I got Tennessee on this one. Titans. Patriots, yeah, they had a nice win off the Jets, but again, it's the Jets. Like the Titans are playing good. They're kind of in there. I think they're 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think they're hanging in there. They have to compete against the Texans in their division, but yeah, I picked them.
Oof, man, and I really want to take the Patriots. Yeah, I'll take the Patriots in this one.
Okay.
Even though I did my picks this way on that
Yeah,
one.
you did, yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots.
But for the commercial or for our episode, Patriots.
Wait a minute, who came in and played quarterback? Because the quarterback got a concussion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So is he even going to play? But he went out pretty early. But he scored a touchdown early. He ran one in. Whew, golly. I'm still going to take the Patriots.
And then we got the Commanders at Giants. Yeah, Commanders.
Commanders. You told me the Giants don't win at home, so
yep, they're at home. Jets are at home. They won't win.
Commanders, the game to watch. Cowboys at the Falcons. I think it will be a good game. The Cowboys did kind of come back on the Niners. Is a little too late.
Yeah,
a little too late thing.
And again, I think you're at the halfway point of the season. Like this is a make it or break it. So they might come back and try to hang in there, at least fight. But I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Yeah, me too. Falcons at home
because they are my favorite NFC South.
You picked them.
I picked them.
So. I picked Tampa Bay, and we'll see what happens there.
And then if you're done watching football for 7 hours of commercial free, and you want to sit and watch the Sunday night game against the Jaguars and Eagles, I'm going to pick the Eagles.
Yeah, all day.
I'll just have dinner, put Liam to bed, and look at the score. All right, Eagles won.
Yeah, I mean the Jaguars have been playing a little better as of late, but I got the Eagles as well. So there you go. We got one pick difference. I think I kind of did that to kind of maybe gain a little.
Yep.
And that was kind of the one that you could teeter on, I think, the most. Maybe the Texans, Jets, maybe the Cowboys, Falcons, but for sure, this game could go either way. You'd have to agree.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too.
All right. Well, it's moving on. Dude, that's a really good way. So next week, we'll have an different division from the NFC and AFC. We'll cover that, kind of go into some of our picks.
We will do the South divisions next week.
South. Here we go. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
A couple of weak divisions as well.
Yeah. I figured to get rid of the weaker ones.
It'll be fun because we'll get to talk about the Colts and what's transpiring with them and Flacco and all that mess.
Yeah, we'll see how it looks like after this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then we'll talk about the Titans losing to the Patriots, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show for today. You got anything you want to add?
No, that's it. Well, we'll try to get this out today, Thursday. For the Thursday night game.
We're 2 days behind schedule, but here we are. We're going to still put out this, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But that's our show for today. We're Section 325 Podcast.
Second half.
We're out of here.